Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binaries of all ages, welcome to the show. If you're here to learn to do character creation the right way, I've got bad news. You're in the wrong place. We do cats on this show. We make cat player characters because it's how to make a literal cat in your favorite RPG. I'm Joel Holland, one of your hosts.
I'm Austin Irwin, the other one of your hosts.
Hello, Austin. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. This is a late recording for us, you know?
It is a bit late.
You know, we're keeping it nice and low. Things come out at night that are a little different than they are during the day.
I guess so. I don't think about that kind of thing a lot. But anyway, you know the thing that we typically do every 10 episodes, or that we've told people we're going to do every 10 episodes? We've not actually had 20 episodes yet, so no one can prove it.
Yeah.
The one-page, one-shot RPG lightning round.
Oh, yeah, I love that episode. We're not on our 20th episode yet, are we?
Oh, we're nowhere near it.
Okay. Whew.
I think this is, episode 16?
So, you know,
or 17, maybe?
One of those. But we've got a little ways to go.
Except we're doing it.
Right now?
Yeah, we're going to do it today because, well, someone's going to be on here in just a second and tell you more, but there's a charity bundle that's going on right now. The bundle is an itch bundle selling a bunch of solo RPGs for charity.
Oh, nice.
We got someone who is helping to organize the bundle. Actually, I think they're in charge of the bundle, who is on the show with us today.
Oh, nice. Well, why don't we bring them into the studio and have them introduce themselves?
Come on in.
Hi, I ate literally all the M&Ms.
Oh,
it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll have our receptionist fill that up again.
I got anxious.
Yep.
They weren't peanut, were they?
No.
One of them was, so you should be fine. The other ones will dilute it.
You know, I've heard that's how it works. Okay, thank you. Alrighty. Hi, I am so excited to be here. This is going to be such a time. I'm so ready.
We hope so.
To ride the lightning round, if that's a thing that people say.
It is now.
I wouldn't know.
No, neither would I.
Anyway, would you mind introducing yourself? And you can talk a bit about your RPG experience, but I know you're here to promote your bundle, so
yeah.
You want to talk about that instead.
I love to talk about all kinds of stuff. Hi, my name is Kat. I am the host king of the podcast Sword of Symphonies, where my good, cool friends playtest my game. And I am also the host of the podcast Roar to Heaven, where different good, cool friends play a different game and are punished for it. I write games under the kind of trade name Peach Garden Games, and I am the one who does the organizes for Solo But Not Alone. It is a bundle of single-player TTRPGs to raise money for suicide prevention through the organization Jasper's Game Day, a suicide prevention organization that works primarily in the TTRPG space.
Neat.
Yeah.
You've provided the games that we're going to... You've gone through and picked out the games that we're going to do today. You told me ahead of time that you have not heard any of this show before, so let me just...
Are you going to drag me for not doing my homework live on the podcast?
I'm just saying I'm gonna fill you in
live in the studio.
I was gonna tell you how the show works.
Please do. I would love it if you would actually. Please do. I promise I'm done.
We can fly blind if you really want that. I mean,
absolutely
we'd
not.
We'd be totally good with that.
I would. I'm gonna stop with my my mock offense, and please do.
Okay. So this is how to make a literal cat on your favorite RPG. We typically look for games with a little more complex character creation to fill out a single episode with the substance of one game. One time we had a game that had so much substance we had to split it into 2 episodes, but we're not going to go there. That was a traumatic time. But every once in a while, in fact, we've only done it one other time so far, we like to take a bunch of one-shot games that are like 1 page long or meant for only one session of play, and just blow through like 10 of them.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing today. We have a few things to note. First off, we don't really care that much about the game's individual rules. Mm-hmm. Like, the last time we did a 1-page, one-shot lightning round, there was a game which required you to play as bears, and we made a cat Then there was a game that required us to play as ants, and we made a cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I'm getting it.
So, like, the game's rules, we will ignore whatever needs to be ignored in order to allow us to play as a cat.
Okay. All right. Okay.
The show itself has a few rules that it follows that Austin and I refuse to break because then we don't have a show format.
Mm-hmm.
And those rules are, rule number 1, we accept no cop-outs. We're making a cat, we're making the exact animal that comes to mind when I say the word. We're not making any anthropomorphic cat races, not a person turned into a cat, not a lion, tiger, or a Khajiit, I don't know.
Rule number 2, homebrew isn't real. If the rules do not explicitly allow something to happen, it counts as a rule broken. As we just stated, we had to not play as a bear or an ant last time. But if we come across a rules as written versus rules as intended situation, we go with whichever one says no. And they're kind of rare, but we gotta stick to it.
Yep. And if the game includes stats for a literal cat, those must be used or adapted to the game's character sheets. This has only happened like twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rule number 4, the character class, background job, playbook, what have you, has to exist in the game's core rules or as part of an official expansion. A rule that I don't think we'll have to worry about in this one.
Probably not.
No, probably not. I'm going to be honest with you.
Rule number 5, the cat can learn any skill available to its class or what have you. We've had cats that could steal people's superpowers. We've had cats that could see ghosts. We've had cats that, what's another cool thing a cat could do? Manufacture the cat gun.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Lots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's lots of cool things cats can do, but rule number 6 gives us a stipulation. If a tool would be physically impossible for a literal cat to use, even if comically downsized for them, they can't use it. So we're talking no nail clippers, no printing presses, no butterfly knives, no Ouija boards. Well,
A cat can use a Ouija board.
I was about to say, never mind. I guess a cat could use
It
a
puts
Ouija
his little
board.
plausies on the planchette.
Okay, I take that
Would the
back.
cat have the patience to let the ghost move that?
You would need multiple cats, and they'd have to be very good spellers, which I'm not sure cats are innately.
Maybe not.
Probably not. Per our podcast rules, if you needed a cat to be able to read, though, it could be trained to do so.
Okay.
True.
Alrighty.
And finally, we have to keep track of every rule that we break. And that's all there is to it. After that, we can just go ahead and start trying to play our way through these character creators.
Let's do it. So here's the thing. While these aren't one-page or necessarily even one-shot games, these are solo games, which means a lot of them are freeform, very journaling exercise. But that doesn't mean there aren't crunchier games with actual character creation in them. I've sifted through and I've grabbed a handful of those. Some of them are going to be meatier than others. Some of our cats are going to be more implausible than others. And we're just going to do our best.
That's what we always do here.
And these are just, listen, there's nearly 150 games in the bundle. There's so many games. You can play them all by yourself. Some of them you can play with friends too if you want. It's a good time. How good a time, you ask? The best time.
Listen to the rest of this podcast to find out.
I would like to start with Wonderfall by Cat Scratcher Studios. I'm their #1 fan, and anyone who says otherwise is welcome to fly up here and fight me. This actually is a one-page game. It's one-page double-sided. It folds up into a cute little pamphlet, but it is a hex crawl role-playing game. It's got a similar vibe to Wander Home, where you're playing a little anthropomorphic animal friend. We can forget the anthropomorphic part conveniently. And you wander around a shattered world trying to rebuild connections with people after a cataclysmic event. And there's so many random tables, so if you're kind of an OSR person who loves to randomly roll stuff, yeah, this might be your jam. So the Wanderer sheet is pretty straightforward. First thing we're going to do is we've got name and pronouns. What are we naming this cat? Do we want to do that later?
No, we can do that now. We've actually got a list of names that we took from the back of the Tales of Xadia RPG
Good.
Credits, where a bunch of people listed their pet names as credits in the book.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, that's very good. Okay, what is this cat's name, please?
Do we want to just, like, grab, like, names in order, or, like, is there one on this list that looks good to anyone?
Ooh, that's a good one. Actually, hold on a second. I do really want to go with the first one. Ernie is just a good name.
Oh,
All right.
I dig Ernie. That's cute. Okay, Ernie. Background and goals. Let's worry about that after we figure out what kind of person Ernie is.
Well,
But
Ernie is a cat.
Ernie
Not a
is.
person.
This is true. This is true. I'm already falling behind here. Wow.
It's okay. We've been doing this for a while. So.
Okay, yeah, you're old hands at this. I leave it to your expert judgment. So, what we want to give them is a goal. What led them to a life of exploration? Why is Ernie an exploring cat?
Curiosity.
That is a rock solid argument.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Is that just what we were going to go with? Curiosity.
Curiosity. Ernie has so many things to explore. Wonderfall has 3 stats. It has body, mind, and heart. Body is how good you are at doing stuff physically with your strength and your agility and your muscles. Mind is how very clever and smart you are and how good you are at solving problems with your little brainsy. And heart is kind of how good you are at reaching out to people, how good you are at connecting and making connections and doing a friendship. We've got 7 points to split up among the 3. So do we think that Ernie is lovable, smart, tough?
I think Ernie is very smart. You know,
Okay.
he runs around. I feel like he knows where he's going. He's curious, but I feel like that curiosity has led him to a life of knowledge.
Oh, I love that for him.
Yep.
So maybe like we put 4 into mind and then we split the remaining 3 between body and heart?
Sounds good.
I like that.
Okay.
I would like to put 2 into heart and 1 into body if that's my vote anyway, because like I don't know what the rest of this world's like scale of people is, but if we're assuming that they are human size, then comparatively Ernie would be a very little guy.
Oh, can I make a pitch? You know
Yes.
how when cats are teenagers, they're all noodly?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And that's when they're at their most clever and dangerous because they'll do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it also does mean that they're just little noodles, so they're not necessarily as tough or as strong as they're going to become when they're full grown. Can Ernie be a noodly little teenage kitty?
He can be. I like that.
Absolutely.
I love him. This next part is actually going to be very easy because there's a list of origin perks, characteristics of your species. We have to pick 3 off of this table, and it's not going to be hard.
All right.
Does Ernie have wings?
No.
Okay, fins.
Nah.
Okay, so this one's a maybe. Legs.
Yeah.
Probably.
But
Mostly.
in the first set of 6, there's also tail.
We want him to have a tail.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the second list of 6, there's 3 things we might give a cat, which are claws, fangs, and glands.
I don't like the word gland.
I don't know. Now that I'm reading this, I don't know why they... Hey, lads, if you 2 are listening, first of all, I love you. I'm your number 1 fan. Second of all, why'd you put glands on the list, boys?
Let's look at the other 2 options, which are things that a cat might actually have.
So I think like he's gonna have them, but you know how some cats are biters and some cats are scratchers?
Mm-hmm.
Not really.
I 100% know.
Yeah. Not all kitty cats bite. Some of them want to hit you with their little knuckles.
True.
And some of them don't scratch. They would much prefer to take a chunk of your flesh with their tooths.
I feel like Ernie's a biter because he's got soft hands. You know, he's got a bigger heart than he does a body. So
Yeah, maybe he's a
not
biter.
literally.
Maybe he's one of those kitty cats who like claws in, grabs your wrist, and then bites you. And the
Perhaps.
last list has heightened sense, symbiosis, extra limbs, special skin, and enhanced function.
Extra skin?
Special skin.
Oh, special skin.
Sorry, can you run that list back to me again?
Heightened sense, symbiosis, extra limbs, special skin, or enhanced function. A couple. I like 2 of these. I like 2 of these, or actually, I like 3 of these. I like 3 of them.
I like the idea of going extra limbs just so we can say he has legs.
Cute. My pitch is he either has special skin, by which I mean he's a very, very soft boy, and it helps his heart rolls because he's soft and nice to touch. Symbiosis, because maybe he has a human with him.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Maybe he has a person and they have a symbiotic relationship. I could also...
Maybe he has a venom.
Maybe he has a venom. Maybe he has a venom symbiote. Oh, Ernie. That's naughty. Also heightened sense. Maybe he's like, he's got whiskies. He can feel his way through things better than a person without whiskies can.
True.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So are we going heightened sense?
Heightened sense is kind of the most literal cat thing. I really like special skin. I want him to be very soft.
So the special skin would be like he has very soft fur.
He has very soft fur. He's nice to pet. And when he makes heart rolls to make people like him, he gets extra dice because he's soft and nice to touch.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Let's do that.
Yeah. So when he's making a heart roll to appeal to somebody or to make a friend, they pet him and they're like, "Oh, you're so soft," and it makes it good. Ernie, he's not a tough boy, but he's very clever. He likes to bite more than he likes to scratch, and he has legs.
Does
giving him tail.
Hold on.
Does
giving him legs count as a rule broken?
Didn't we give him tail?
We gave him tail instead of legs.
We could give him legs and say that he's got like a bobtail. Maybe got cut off.
Oh, Ernie. He's got
We
a
want
little
Ernie to
bobtail.
have suffered already in his young life.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't notice. He hasn't had a tail in a bit. He's fine.
Okay.
Maybe he got real frozed when he was a little guy, and he also has like a little clipped ear. But he's okay. He's okay now. Ernie's extremely smart and very lovable, and that's what matters.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
So are we going legs or tail?
Let's go with legs. I just find it very funny to say he has legs.
He has 4 of them.
He has legs, he has fangs, and he has special skin because he's soft and nice. And Wonderfall lets you roll your starting hex, roll your starting city, and it's kind of JRPG-like in that you do quests for people and you pick up quests and you solve problems.
Ooh, that's very cool.
Yeah. If you guys want, we could roll what kind of city he lives in, but this is not, admittedly, a city-generating podcast.
Well, if it's part of the character sheet, then we'll do it.
I mean, listen, it's a 1-page. It's all pretty much on the character sheet.
Okay.
Okay, so there's 3 of us, so I would love let's each of us roll a d6 if you have them.
I've got mine.
1 second. I'm going to use a console command to roll this.
Good. I'm going to get out my Sailor Moon dice.
I, being a DM, literally always have a set of dice on me. I'm not even joking. I literally have a set of dice in my car.
Just in case.
Quite literally, just in case.
Just in case.
Funny enough, I've actually been able to pull them out at different times because people are like, do we want to choose between this or this? And I'm like, all right, evens or odds.
I've done that.
Pull out a D20.
Yeah. I've done that one. I can't.
I also have dice, but they are in a box up on a shelf, so I don't want to go get them right now.
That's okay.
Fair.
That's also valid.
But it's okay. I randomly generated a number between 1 and 6.
Okay, so have I.
I have rolled.
I rolled a little cube. So I would like to start on the first location table to say I rolled 5, which under biome gives you peaks. So Ernie comes from a mountain town.
Oh boy, another mountain cat.
Would you
I
like
love
to
mountain
roll
cats.
condition or climate?
I'll take condition, which was my roll was a 1.
Overgrown. So we're in an overgrown city in a mountain. I guess it's not that high a mountain. It's still below the
Perhaps
tree
not.
line.
Ah,
Or maybe it's in the tree line.
Maybe it's in the tree line.
maybe
The
they're all
tallest
tree
tree
houses.
on the tallest mountain.
Oh, I bet a kitty would be happy in a treehouse city.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's nice. And our last dice is climate.
I rolled a 6 for climate.
Stormy.
Stormy.
Oh, never mind. This cat's gonna hate this place.
Yeah.
That's
no.
why he's
Yeah,
leaving to explore.
That's why he can't handle the weather in his hometown. It's too wet. It makes him cranky. He has to go on an adventure. Best of luck, Ernie. I love him already is the problem. I'm beginning to understand this podcast because I love the first cat we've made. Let's see.
We've all had a strong desire to play a cat after making him on the show.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, listener. Hey, listener, these are solo games. You don't have to convince your GM to let you play a cat. You're the GM. You play the kitty. Who's going to
These will
stop
all
you?
be available as These will all be available as well. You could just download the list of characters. Austin's keeping track. They will be up on bit.ly/literalcatpod.
Yes. And all the games are in Solo But Not Alone 3, which I should mention is $10. It's $10.
Yeah.
And it's for
And
helping
it's for a
people.
good cause.
Yeah, it's for
Yeah.
helping people stay alive. Let's see. I'm feeling like maybe let's try Bloodless next. Bloodless is a vampire survival solo RPG. They're all solo RPGs.
Is it Bloodless, like LESS?
Yeah, by Andy Pino.
Also, hold up, before we move on, rules broken in Wonderfall.
Were we supposed to play as a literal cat, or did they have something else in mind?
They have anthropomorphic cat in mind.
Well, we don't play anthropomorphic
We don't.
cats.
No,
We play
that was
cat
rule
cats.
1. So I think that's the only one we broke. Everything else was textbook.
Alright.
All right.
Rules
Oh.
broken,
Live with that.
1.
What a good boy Ernie is. Okay, so this is not your night. Maybe you've messed with the wrong person, they've been hunting you down for days, or you've lost a fight and you're badly injured. Either way, you're exhausted. Chances are good that you won't see another twilight. If you can make it to your haven, you might survive, but that's a big if. In this game, you play as a vampire at their limit. Your goal is to make it back to a safe place where you can recover. That could be a hidden sanctuary that only you know about it, or in the company of trusted allies. You don't have much time to get there, however. The sun will soon rise and burn away any vampire out in the open. It has character creation.
All right. And we've established in the past that an undead cat would still count, because we had a cat die, go to heaven, and come back as an angel.
Okay. So this is not a complicated one, but we can do it. Who? What's your name?
Let's see. Let's go on the list. Are we going straight down the list?
I might as well. Why not? Unless there's any specifically.
All right. This cat is Priscilla.
Priscilla. What is Priscilla known for?
Probably also biting, right?
Biting. Biting. Yes. Love that. That's delicious. As is all the
Yeah.
human blood on which Priscilla feeds. What was Priscilla doing the night before this one?
Looking for delicious ankles.
Oh, Priscilla. Aww. This one's rough. How did Priscilla end up on the brink of death? What happened to Priscilla?
Bit the wrong ankle, got kicked into a ditch.
Oh, no. No. Poor Priscilla. Okay.
I have to make the hard decisions.
You do, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Because I don't have
Well,
the
I was drawing
guts.
a blank.
I don't have the guts. So what's Priscilla's goal?
Good question. What kind of goal would a vampire cat have?
There's random character tables. I'm a fool.
Hmm.
To answer these questions, okay, we'll add to our we can add to our answers. This is not deep character creation.
Let's see. Is there a table for the goal, or
Yes.
that might help us?
True.
Okay, so who would like to roll the sixer?
I can.
Austin's got the actual physical die.
Beautiful.
I do. Right here, and It's a 2.
You slumber in a high-rise office building that's well guarded by your minions.
Ooh.
That's where we're going.
Are they minions or are they just like office workers who don't know better?
Office workers who just love this cat. They love Priscilla.
God. After being on this podcast, I'm a firm believer that every job has to have a designated cat.
Yeah.
Just to vibe with. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You need one. Okay. Let's just take a look here. So next we're going to determine Priscilla's stats. We have a pool of D4s.
Okay.
So we've got 3 stats, and each stat has 1d4, 2d4, or 3d4 in it. Those are ferocity, cunning, and influence.
So we roll the d4s to find out
No, we just have a 1, 2, and a 3, and then when we actually use those stats, those are the d4s we roll.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So this is fun because I would love to make rolling pools of d4s a thing that catches on.
I mean, it kind of has in the indie scene with Caltrop Core.
I've never heard of this.
Neither have I.
Oh yeah, it's an SRD that uses D4s. It's actually really easy to use too.
Oh my god, I need to make a Web of Lies 2nd edition.
Let me see what I can find for you. Oh, there's so much. Here we go. Caltop Core 1.0. There you go.
Incredible.
Because you're right. Pools of D4s. Why not? Why not? Okay. So are we thinking Priscilla is more cunning, ferocious, or influential?
Gotta be cunning as the best one, right?
I was about to say, I think cunning is the best one.
Reflects your cleverness and your ability to think quickly and avoid danger. You are deceitful and evasive, and you will not be caught. I like Priscilla. She's awful.
So the numbers that go next to these stats are just 3, 2, 1?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
So do we think she's more ferocious or more kind of manipulative?
I think we went with a cat that relied on its charm last time. Let's make this cat very aggressive when it goes for the ankle.
Yes. Ferocity reflects your resolve, your ability to endure harm, and your force of will. You are fierce and will tear down anything in your way. I love these stat descriptions. This is great. This is here's the thing. A lot of these games are really gorgeously written. Because when you get to these fringe indie games and solo games, people are really putting all they have into creating like these poetic and lyrical texts. Love it. Influence reflects your control over others, your persuasiveness, and your allure. You've already made plans for a night like this, and your people will protect you. Priscilla doesn't.
Well, we got a 1 in that stat.
Well, no.
Yep.
Priscilla loves the office workers, but they don't do what she says.
No.
I would like to pitch that they can't understand her when she gives them orders.
Exactly.
I would like to pitch that they are clueless to the fact that she considers them minions.
And that she is a vampire.
Yeah, probably don't even realize she's a vampire. Just think she doesn't like the room with the windows for some reason.
Yeah, there's a weird cat in the office building. She doesn't like the room with the windows. She doesn't like to play with the Zen fountain in the CEO's office. And one time a guy brought garlic pasta and she tried to kick his ass. All right. That's more or less, I would love to roll on the wet table because there's also a table of like problems. Would one of you like to give me a D6 thingy?
Joel.
Austin.
Okay, I can do
Okay.
it.
Oh, okay.
Which one?
Again, you've got the physical dice.
All right, I'll roll. We got a 3.
Okay, so you encounter someone who is your ex-lover and they are still mortal.
Ooh.
Priscilla, what are you going to do?
Thought I outlived you.
You're no longer a living... Oh, 9 of them. There's 9 of them. There's 9 of them.
Ooh.
Okay. And some of the events that can happen in this are like, there's 2d20, there's a big old table with things like you find someone that offers you a deal, or like a priest and their religious followers stand in your way. And you gotta find your way home so that you don't run out of bloods.
Makes sense.
Good luck, Priscilla.
Good luck, Priscilla.
Good luck.
Anyway, on to game 3.
On to game 3.
Rules broken.
Oh, yeah. Rules broken.
Oh, yeah,
right.
rules broken.
I think it's 0.
I don't think we broke any rules. It doesn't say anywhere that a cat can't be a vampire.
True.
A vampire.
Did they intend for a cat to be a vampire, though?
There's some of the who things on the table that lets you shapeshift into a wolf, bat, or rat. So, like, you know.
A cat that can shapeshift into a rat. Interesting.
It would be even funnier if she shapeshifted into a wolf.
Just a tiny wolf.
Little wolf. I love that for her. No, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Airbud
let's
rule.
go.
Airbud rule. But
That's
wait,
fine. I think we can say 0 for that one.
do we subscribe to the Airbud rule on this show?
What's the Airbud rule?
Ain't no rule that says a dog can't play basketball.
You know what?
Well, we don't. We subscribe to, if we come across rules as written versus rules as intended, we go with whatever everyone says no.
True.
Okay. All right. Okay.
We don't listen to the Airbud rule because we got our own rules.
So if you were in Airbud, you would stop the golden retriever from playing basketball because the rules intend for the game to be played by humans.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are... If we were in real life and we wanted to stop a dog from playing basketball, we would absolutely be the Killjoys.
Yeah.
You know, the movie doesn't happen without the Killjoys.
True.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wanted a cat to be a highly trained assassin, we would allow it to happen. We would say that you could train a cat to be an assassin.
You can
lead
a cat to a blade, but you can't teach a cat. Cat will kill you.
You can't. Yeah, you can't stop it from going on a killing spree.
Yeah.
We would not allow a cat to play basketball if the rules of basketball said that a cat couldn't play basketball. Actually, we would allow it. We would just admit that we're breaking the rules.
True.
Yeah.
Also, I think a cat could dribble a basketball. I'm not gonna lie. Given
a small enough basketball, maybe.
Yes.
Okay, so actually Gun Cowboy has 3 stats and a 4th stat called Gun. But all of them begin with a value of 3 except for Gun, which starts as 0. So we're not actually creating a character in this one. But I just wanted to talk about Gun Cowboy because it's called Gun Cowboy, and that's a good name for a game.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I also respect any game that has just gun as a stat.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So, sorry, what are those stats again?
They are good, which are used to stand tall, stay true, or act with valor. Quick, witted, footed, eyed, be smart, sharp, and cool. Or ugly, labor, scar over, callous, work, impose, let your body take the blow. And gun. Gun is used to do violence and to kill.
Good, quick, ugly gun.
Gun. Yeah.
Nice.
Sounds good.
I'm a big fan of gun.
Gun never fails.
Do we have to let this also be Peter the Kaiju Reader?
I bet he could do it, probably. He sounds like he could.
He really could.
He did invent the cat gun.
He did invent the cat gun.
So he has a gun.
We've already put Peter the Kaiju Reader in 2 different games.
That's true. But
Are you saying he can't wander the Old West and be an outlaw?
He's a well-rounded cat.
I mean, he comes from a setting with mechs and monsters.
Okay.
Okay, I guess if you don't hear a problem with that, then there's no problem.
Do you think that mechs and cowboys do not go together?
Listen,
I wouldn't know. I'm not a fan of the mecha genre as a whole.
Okay.
I would love to see Wild West mechs versus cowboys.
Yes.
Didn't they do a movie with a giant mech spider?
Oh, no, that was Wild Wild West. That's because one of the producers was a spider pervert who has to put a giant spider in all the movies.
Is that true?
Oh, okay.
I was also thinking of Wild Wild West when you said mechs in cowboy times, and I was like, yeah, there's a thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, anyway.
So is this...
So yeah, you know what? Screw it. Peter the Kaiju Reader can be in a Wild Wild West version of reality where he also invented the cat gun there.
Yeah.
This is...
He's breaking a lot of rules.
We've given...
Dimension hopping. Who cares?
We've been given Peter the Kaiju Reader 2 AUs at this point. We just have fan fiction of our own cats.
Okay. How many rules? We broke all the rules for Gun Cowboy, didn't we?
Well, technically, did we?
Not really. We didn't really do much there.
All we did was introduce an already existing cat who just so happened to know how to make a gun for cats.
We didn't break the rules. He did.
The rule was broken in a previous game, so it doesn't count.
It's pre-broken for our convenience.
Hold on. What episode was he in?
I think it was 8.
I gotta look. Hold up. He was
God,
from. Yeah, Kaiju Incorporated. It was episode 8.
Okay.
If I actually get the wiki going, Peter the Kaiju Reader is going to have the most, full page automatically.
Yeah.
And it's going to be great, because no one's actually played as him yet, as far as I know. But they won't have to, for him to just have this incredibly robust journey that the other cats simply do not have.
For his background, I just wrote, you know what it is, and if you don't, listen to episode 8.
You know what? It works.
Okay. The next game in which I would like to make a literal cat is Jacqueline Brick's Butterfly on the Wheel. It is a game about being the beloved of a powerful and wicked tyrant. It's very kind of like high court drama. Not court as in the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, but court as in like the court of Henry the something.
Gotcha. Lots of Henrys in court.
Many Henrys in
My
court.
Uncle Henry actually went to court recently.
Yeah?
I'm kidding. I don't have an Uncle Henry.
It was a good bit.
I know.
Yeah.
I gotta squash my own bit though. 2 bits. So.
I mean,
So you were playing the paramour of a violent, paranoid monarch who loves you more than life itself. You may play someone of any gender or sexuality so long as they are lower ranking than the monarch. These things are...
what about the monarch's pet?
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I picked this one. Just because, maybe the monarch loves you a lot because you're their precious, precious kitty.
I'm into that. So, let's see. The next name on our list of cats who were credited in Tales of Zadia is Wanda.
Wanda! Okay, these things are true. The monarch honestly loves you in whatever form that takes. I think we established that. The monarch is married to someone other than you for political reasons. That's easy.
That's okay. I'm a cat.
Yeah. Easy.
The kingdom lives squarely in both the dark and low fantasy genres.
Mm-hmm.
The monarch's kingdom is in a state of unrest due to their violent temper, their overwhelming suspicions, and their wanton cruelty. War is brewing on one of the kingdom's borders. If the monarch falls, you may be in danger. You must be careful. You honestly love the monarch in whatever form that takes.
Meow.
Meow. So now I've got some questions, and character creation for this is basically just we're going to answer the questions.
Sounds good.
What is your lineage?
Let's see. If we're low dark fantasy, where would that put us? Germany?
I was thinking like a fantasy land where everything's like haunted and miserable.
Low
Why
dark
did poodle pop up when I googled German cat breeds?
Germany, that's not a cat. Germany, that's not a kitty.
What's the
Let's
difference
see.
between low fantasy and high fantasy?
I mean,
Um,
I like how both of us just made intense nerd beginning of sentence noises now.
high fantasy is like heavy magic, think Lord of the Rings, Legend of Zelda,
Lord of Rings, Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time, yeah. Shadow and Bone.
I love Wheel
And
of
here's the
Fortune.
thing about high fantasy, a lot of the time it doesn't even take place at the highest points of the fantasy's fantasy setting. It takes place after something has happened, but the point is it's a setting full of magic, and the magic is not necessarily, no, I'm thinking of high magic, but it's full of magic, monsters, etc. It is completely divorced from reality as we know it.
Gotcha. So the
Yep.
Dragon Prince.
Yeah.
The other thing about high fantasy is that it often deals with high-ranking or important characters Large political intrigues are very high fantasy. And you see a lot of very kind of like grand stakes.
Gotcha.
If your story's about people saving the world, you're talking something more high fantasy.
So this low fantasy would be like Gerald from Mount Doramir goes to get a bagel but gets stopped by a witch because she crashes into him with her broom.
A little bit, yeah. Because you're looking at kind of smaller, more personal stakes. Usually the largest stakes you see in low fantasy are like the fate of a nation. It doesn't usually go as high as like the whole world. You see magic in low fantasy, but not as much of it, and it's not as pervasive or as understood in the world. You're not very likely to see a character who is a wizard in low fantasy.
Yeah. I would argue that The Witcher is kind of low fantasy. You do see these high stakes things happening, but they're mostly background details that your hero Geralt doesn't really get involved in.
He doesn't really care about all that. He's hunting monsters.
He's not there to save the world. He's there to save kind of individual people and communities.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
All right, cool.
And dark fantasy can be in kind of either mode, but obviously the mood is very intense. Usually the magic comes with a very steep personal cost in dark fantasy. So that's kind of what we're thinking here.
I'm well versed in dark fantasy. That's just me writing D&D notes in my bed at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
All right. So I did say that when I Googled German cat breeds, that poodle came up. But we did get German Rex and European Shorthair. So we can just imagine our cat as one of those.
Oh.
If you want.
You can, be a German Rex. Rex is Latin for king.
All right. So okay.
Yeah.
Let's just say our setting is somewhat German, vaguely German, and the king's family has raised German Rexes forever, like the queen raised corgis.
Yeah. And this monarch has a German Rex called Wanda.
Okay.
Whom he loves more than life itself.
More than life itself.
He lives in a vaguely German castle.
Vaguely German.
Vaguely German.
I need to see these cats. I need to gaze upon them. Give me a second. I must gaze upon them.
What does a German Rex?
The next question is, what do you miss most from your home?
I would assume the castle is the cat's home, right?
These are funny looking cats. I love them. Listener, German Rex cats have big, big, big ears and wide, alert eyes and narrow little bodies. Oh, they're cute. Oh, they're weird looking. I love Wanda. What a gal. What a gal. Okay. So maybe she used to live with the monarch at like a summer residence, but the monarch has brought her to the castle.
Oh, that's good.
I like that.
So maybe she misses hunting in the garden at the summer residence.
And her 8 brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good question. What gift did the monarch woo you with?
It probably wasn't anything
catnip
that grand by like human standards.
Yeah. So your pitch is just cat drugs for a cat.
Okay, how about this?
I love that though.
A feather stick.
A feather on a stick. A feather from some grand bird from a faraway land.
A feather from the
really shiny plumage.
Mysterious and exotic plume.
From the exotic peacock.
Tied to a mysterious and exotic stick.
No. If the stick's too shiny, then they're going to ignore the feather.
That's true.
I think it's got to be a regular old stick.
Normal stick. Exotic, beautiful feather.
Yes.
Kind of like an ostrich feather, how they've got all the big fluffies. A cat would go bananas for one of those.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
What atrocity has set the kingdom on edge?
Ooh.
I can read you the examples.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Okay, the examples that are given in this are murder of an entire noble house and their men-at-arms, burning witches, poisoned wine at feasts, public torture of nobility, breaking away from the church, meddling in dark magic, human sacrifice, royal temper tantrums, or state theft of heirloom jewels?
I don't know why. I really like the idea of a royal temper tantrum.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like our cat is kind of like, their handling of this is going to be incredibly low stakes. So I feel like setting the problem to be something that at least sounds low stakes, like royal temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we've seen what royal temper tantrum looks like in real life. We're probably going to eventually lose Twitter as a result of one.
Heh.
But
Damn!
Got him.
God, his ass.
Ha. Okay, so now my pitch is that we go back, instead of the monarch bringing Wanda from the summer home, maybe like an advisor did, because Wanda's the only one who can calm the king down.
Ooh.
all right.
Like, he needs his
All
kitty
right.
or he loses his shit, and they're hoping that bringing Wanda to the castle will stop him from going bananas.
Maybe they just go bananas together.
I would love that for them.
Oh.
Like, the goal was to stop the bananas, but no, Wanda's in on it. She's here for bananas. I love that. That's beautiful.
So we've got an enabler cat, so...
Yeah. It turns out Wanda's actually a bit of a criminal.
God,
That's okay.
how many criminals can we make?
Yeah. So
Well, we've already established cats have a natural affinity for crime. So.
they do.
That's true.
It's beautiful. It's nature's most beautiful, perfect criminal. What does Wanda love most about the monarch?
Warm lap.
Warm lap.
Always warm.
Lap warm.
Very comfy lap material.
Nice.
Perfect napping place.
Okay. Good job. That's the last question in Butterfly on the Wheel. This is a really gorgeous game, and you can be a kitty.
Nice. So, rules broken.
Well, technically, you're supposed to be the king's lover. We've made you the king's pet, so...
Yeah,
But the rules do say whatever form that takes.
Ooh.
The rules say the monarch loves you in whatever form that takes.
You know,
True.
listen, I have a cat, and
Yeah.
he is not here right now.
Yeah.
But I love him, and I miss him, so... I feel like that is a form of love.
It is.
All right. We can... I can accept that there's no rules broken.
Because even if we're looking at rules as intended, I think it's still intended to be any kind of love.
All right.
Yeah.
I can accept that.
Wanda loves the king because the king lap warm. The king loves Wanda because Wanda's soft, good to pet, and has big ear.
Mm-hmm.
And helps with crime.
Helps with crime.
Very helpful with crime.
Win-win. We're all good. Let's see. Next one's pretty quick, but it leans into kind of my personal favorite thingies. Oh, I know which one. And that is Skirmish of the Sorcière. Skirmish of the Sorcière. It's by Nat 20. And it is about... you are a witch, whatever that means to you. You do honest work, or so you tell the nosy. Recently, someone or something has the gall to bring a disturbance to your doorstep, and damn if you aren't going to stop it. It's a GM-less game to be played with 1 to 3 players in around an hour. It uses a tarot deck.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What was the other game that we did that had a... Relic, that's right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's the one where we made the angel cat.
Mm-hmm.
Angel cat. So this is going to be a very magical and perhaps potentially very, very jellical. And I love that.
All right. Let's see. We've also had a cat that was trained by a witch to do magic.
Yeah.
So, again, so long as the setting says they have to be able to do it, they can be trained to do it. They just might not be able to.
This says you are a witch, whatever that means to you. I know
Well-
I'm making whatever do a lot of heavy lifting here, but
Yeah.
I just love when there whatever is in the rules because you see it all the time in indie games and not necessarily in kind of big crunchy ones.
Yeah. We could, though, say that the cat is a literal witch.
The cat's a witch.
That's true. I mean, I've seen Sabrina the Teenage Witch. We know cats can do magic.
Well,
Or what? Does he do magic?
Salem is technically not a cat. If you're
Yeah.
watching like Chilling Adventures, then it's a, like, I think they said goblin, that it's taken on cat form. Also, how Kieran and Shipka learned she was allergic to cats. And then if you're watching the old sitcom or the comic books, Salem is a human who was turned into a cat as punishment for his crimes.
Aww, that's beautiful. That's like turning... Well, I guess it's kind of like the carceral system. You punish people for crime by making them better at crime. That's what...
I guess so.
Yeah.
Like what, you're going to turn someone into nature's perfect criminal and expect that to punish them for crime? Absolutely not. I get turned into a cat, I'm doing at least 30% more wickedness generally in the world.
Only 30%.
I said at least.
Okay, fair.
I'm also going to do at least 80% more sleeping, and that's kind of where my math gets blurry.
Understandable. But so we couldn't do a literal Salem situation because this has to be a literal cat.
Yes.
Yes.
But again, we've had cat witches before.
True.
True. So your character has 3 aspects: your name, your arcana, and your magic's form. 2 of these are freeform. One of them I have drawn a card for.
I would like to say that the magic's form is we can cast a spell on ourselves to talk to humans.
Yeah.
I like that. What's the cat's name? Are we...
What is the cat's name?
Oh, yeah. R2.
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 What are the pronouns for R2?
R2, like, this is spelled like R2 is in the, like, Star Wars R2.
Oh.
So, R2-D2 is typically treated as, like, masculine, I think, in Star Wars.
Yeah, typically. Can I
can do that.
pitch?
What's up?
You know how, like, when you have a little small kitten, people just kind of use whatever pronouns they feel like for the little puffball?
True.
Can we do, like, an any pronouns for R2, where R2 is just a little fluff ball, and everyone just kind of projects what they think?
Absolutely. I love that.
Perhaps. Oh, that would also be good because, like, perhaps the talk to human spell, R2 doesn't get to choose how they sound to people, and so people just, like, hear whatever voice they expect to hear.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. That's very funny because your arcana, I picked it. I picked the Hermit. Card number 9 depicts a weird old man. Sorry, I'm using an extremely strange deck, so everything on the deck is weird.
That's okay. I think old man is a pretty typical tarot description. I only know tarot from Shin Megami Tensei games, but
Yeah.
Incredible.
Oh, do you have the P3 deck?
I do not.
I pre-ordered 2 separate games because they put those decks in 2 halves in 2 different pre-orders.
That's a crime.
It is a crime. I did it anyway. I wanted it.
Oh, I'm saying it's a crime that they put it in 2 apps.
I know, but I mean it worked. I bought it.
Fair.
So, the Hermit, according to the game, is something wise, solemn, or self-sustaining. And the image of the Hermit, typically in tarot, depicts a figure, usually but not always an old man, dressed in black, gray, or navy blue robes, holding a crooked staff and a lantern, inside of which a starlight shines. He's usually pictured standing on like a cliff or a mountain, looking out over the scenery, and he is always depicted as alone.
All right.
It's me lapsing into my tarot teacher voice for a second.
It's all right.
That was free.
So, do we do anything with the Arcana right now, or?
Well, we use it to kind of represent the heart of your magic, is what it says. And it also influences your magic's form.
All right.
So maybe I think, like, let me think. Maybe the heart of R2's magic is that R2 is kind of lonely. And that's why the magic has taken this form of being able to talk to people.
Ah.
All right.
Because, like,
that.
deep down inside, R2 is kind of lonely and really wants, like, to trust people and to be with people.
But its conflict is that it also values its independence and self-sufficiency.
Yeah.
And so, problems coming to its doorstep could literally just be the people it wants to befriend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can draw for the disturbance if you like.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Gotta
So-
use those RNG tables when we can.
Yeah.
Is disturbance like a form, or is that just something that goes in the background?
The disturbance is what is being kind of brought to your desk to kind of provoke you into combat and battle and stuff.
Gotcha.
Oh, Paschetti.
I'm sorry, what?
I drew the universe, which is this deck's version of the world.
Oh,
That's a big disturbance for a little kitty. That's a
Yikes.
big disturbance for a little guy. Something
They'll be fine.
complete, multifaceted, or worn. Something multifaceted.
very complex problem that requires a talking cat's specific skill set. Talking and cat.
Mm.
An adventuring party shows up, having heard that there's a talking cat that lives in this the hovel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And R2 wants to join them and be friends with them, but can't reach out.
I was thinking more along the lines of they are begging R2 to go on this adventure with them because it's a long, perilous journey that they need these specific skills of talking cat for.
Oh.
I like that.
So they're doing a Bilbo Baggins to R2?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're doing a Bilbo Baggins to this cat?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, are they gonna wreck up his little cat tree and sing a song about it?
I mean, they could.
I would love that. That would make me happy personally.
Mm.
Okay, so you alluded to not having an hour. Do we want
Yes.
to? Where are we at?
I may need to call it because I still have to make my lunch for tomorrow.
That's
and
kind
I
of.
have still
Ah.
have yet to eat dinner.
All right. How many did we get through, though?
We got through
One,
one, two,
three,
three,
four,
four,
five.
five.
All right. Well, how many rules did we break in this one? Did we break any rules in this one?
No, it depends on how heavy lifting you do the whatever in the
Well,
description.
Whatever offers a lot of heavy lifting. So,
That's
Yeah.
true. Whatever is a very strong word in my opinion.
It is. It absolutely is, especially if you're talking about whether or not the rules let you make a kitty.
I think the rules intend for us to specifically play as a cat. I don't know why you would even think to play as anything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So, yes. I think rules intend for you to play as cat. No rules broken.
Agreed.
All right. I listen, I love R2. I love Peter. I love Wanda. I love Priscilla. And I love Ernie. I love them all.
All right. They are all good cats
They're all
and
good.
characters.
Yeah.
Let's try and get through this as quickly as we can. Do you have anything else you'd like to promote, or would you just like to promote the Solo But Not Alone bundle one last time?
I would love to promote the bundle one last time. There are over 100 designers who donated their hard work to suicide prevention. There are almost 150 games. There's a spreadsheet that will help you pick the perfect game for you. And all of these games can be played without convincing your friends to try them. It's great. It's a great time. You can find it on itch.io by searching Solo But Not Alone 3. I am Kat. I am on Twitter at Catlinggun. And you can almost certainly see me tweeting about it because I love to tweet about it.
Don't let Peter the Kaiju Reader hear that name. They'll get an idea for their next project.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you've mentioned this. How long is this running?
It's going to be running until March 31st this year. But I do Solo But Not Alone every year if I can help it. So if you miss Solo But Not Alone 3, keep your eye out for Solo But Not Alone 4.
If you hear this the week it comes out, there should be 2 to 3 weeks left for you to get this bundle.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, for a very good cause, I would recommend doing it, especially since it's $10.
Yes. It honestly sounds like a steal. So,
You're not stealing, you're giving.
yes, but that's what I mean. It sounds like a steal.
It's a gift for yourself and for everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you both so much for having me on your show. This has been
Absolutely
extremely delightful. Like, almost too delightful.
Oh, it's been good to have you. Let's see, Austin, real quick. Would you like to go through your stuff?
Absolutely. So I can be found online at Avalon Alchemist. I am on Twitter mostly. I made a Tumblr in case Twitter tanks, which is feeling more and more likely by the day. And I stream occasionally. I just beat Elden Ring for the third time. Probably going to do a fourth, but before that, I want to beat, what is it called? Sunset Overdrive. Incredible game. And I will be streaming Destiny 2 Lightfall when it comes out, which by the time this episode comes out, it will have already released. But other than that, I think the other cool thing that I have done recently is Joel and I actually made a game.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's finally happened. So that was a month ago at this point.
Yes.
I have included a link to it in every episode description so far, but because it literally just happened for us and we're mentioning it now, I'll also add it to this episode's description.
But yes, it was a very fun idea. It took a lot of effort to make, and I really I had a good time making it. I think it's great. I've had some friends of mine play it. They think it's amazing. It's so funny to watch people play it.
It is. I will say, like, my computer can't handle the game. The computer that I made the game on with a GTX 1050 Ti cannot play this game. It was made in Unreal Engine 5, and I don't know how to optimize stuff in that engine yet, so it's all just, it's not great. But, like, if you've got better than that, you should give it a try, because it literally doesn't cost you anything, and you can, hopefully, if you can beat it at all, beat it in, like, 5 minutes or less.
Oh, yeah. You should be able to beat it within 10 tries. I think that's kind of the area that I've landed on with the people that have played it.
And for context, the game is called Tumbletown. It was a Global Game Jam 2023 project where you go around a Wild West reenactment village and open up the, like, different places in the village for the day for visitors. And nothing else happens. Don't worry about the tumbleweeds.
Yep, nope.
So, as for me, I am Donalo Lioge on both Twitter and Tumblr. I am using Tumblr a lot more often these days. You don't know how to spell Donalo Lioge because it's my regular name spelled backwards, but that's okay. You can go to jholland.start.page, where you can find links to that and other things, including my portfolio and my personal itch page and another itch page where I've published games. As of right now, the portfolio link is broken. I am trying to work with Namecheap to fix that, but I'm having issues simply logging into my accounts at this point. But, you know, we'll get there. Hopefully by the time this episode comes out, that's no longer a problem. As for the show, there is also a link for that, literalcatpod.start.page. That's where you can find our social medias, our YouTube channel. I think I said this last episode, and I've also announced it on Twitter and whatnot. You've probably seen for the last couple episodes, we've not done the YouTube watch party.
Mm-hmm.
I just have not been able to show up and moderate them. I don't even know if anyone went to those. But, like, if you did and I wasn't there, I'm sorry. This is an apology that extends back to January, I guess. But, like, I've stopped doing those because I've just not had time to show up for them. If everyone wants it to happen again, then I can try and maybe find a later time in the evening to host the watch party thing. But as of right now, it's off. It's not happening. Email us at literalcatpod@gmail.com if you have game suggestions for us, or if you want to, you know, if you have cat suggestions for us. If you want to come on the show, email us. We talk to just about anyone. Players, game makers, other podcasters, you name it. We've had them on the show.
Oh, yeah.
And also rate and review. As of right now, we still have not received any ratings or reviews as far as I know. They would very much invigorate our spirits and also invigorate the algorithms to show the podcast to other people, probably. So it would really help us out a lot. A little bit, even just hitting that 5-star button or the like button or whatever your app has would go a long way probably. And there's probably other stuff, but we're running low on time. So I'm gonna pass it back to Austin so he can give us our cat pun for the day.
Oh lordy, man, I've been thinking about so much other stuff that I completely forgot to make a cat pun. Make today good and not clawful. I was on the spot, man. I can't. I'll have a better one next time, I promise.
You know what? It works. So I've been Joel Holland.
I've been Austin Irwin.
Oh, I was Kat.
And we will continue to be those people. See you later.